No, this mug is awesome, but unless it's full, like you raise it to your lips, and then you keep waiting for the coffee to hit your tongue, and then you're like, and then it hits all at once. It's like Das Boot from Beer Fest. You ever had one of those? You ever tried one of those Das Boots before? Oh, you tip it up. Even after seeing the movie, and I understood how it worked. You tip it, you like twist it so that it doesn't like hit you with a wall of liquid. It still did. Oh, people were laughing at me like crazy. I was all like splashed all over my face and shirt. That spoot. It's sort of like that with this coffee when it's only half full. I should have just filled it all the way. I don't know why I left half of it in the pot. Let's let's see what's. Oh yeah, that's good, Joe. That is good, Joe. Yeah. All right. Good morning, everybody. Gosh, I forgot to turn up the brightness on this. There we go. I see Deborah was first today. Very nice. Congratulations on beating your husband. To the show. To the show. Come on. Oh, good morning, Michelle. Man, Michelle. Golly, I was watching that Mizzou game last night against Georgia, and I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but I was thinking about how awesome SEC shorts was going to be this week if Mizzou held on to that lead. That would have been an epic one. You had an interesting game against Arkansas. I'll tell you what, that Gibbs kid from Bama, he went to Dalton High School. Now, I was long gone by the time that kid went to school there, because I quit my job in that system in 2015, and I was working at a different school for the last 5 or 6 years, so 5 years, I guess. So um, I was the last I worked at Dalton High School was like 2011, and then like that winter they like mid-year they transitioned me to this other school. But yeah, I had no idea they had a running back that fast down there. I mean, we had some kids there, like I had I had one kid that was there that could run he could run a 4.35 or 4.40. I mean, he was fast. He was a defensive back, and yeah, that kid's got another gear. He's gonna play on Sundays, which is just crazy to think about. Like a kid from 20, 25 minutes down the road playing in the NFL, but that's gonna happen. I mean, he's NFL fast already, and he can see the holes. Sorry, guys, starting off with sports talk today, but I mean, he's got incredible vision and balance. I'm sure that the scouts yesterday were just like, "Whoa, who's this guy?" Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Paul. I hope you're having a perky day. I'm not. I'm having that falling for maple Dunkin' Donuts blended with Trader Joe's organic medium roast. Doing that. Good morning, Allison. Coffee Nation. Hello, Heather LeBlanc. Thank you for the hashtag, y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah, Zeke. I, I was watching that game. I mean, I never felt like Georgia was gonna lose it, but I was like, man, if they do, that SEC shorts this week is gonna be pretty funny. But I knew they weren't gonna lose. Come on, Mizzou just isn't. They're not up to par yet. They were when they first came in the SEC. They were pretty good, but they've fallen off. Yes, good morning, Ray. Oh, Keith's golfing. Oh, all right. If that's any excuse to skip the show. You know what? I'm done. I'm out. It's nice and cool here this morning. It's a crisp 55 degrees. And so it's cold enough for a jacket and a hoodie, but also warm enough to wear flip-flops. So I'm sitting here on the porch with a hoodie and a jacket on, pajama pants. Oh yeah, my Mickey Mouse pajama pants, and flip-flops. So that's fall in Tennessee for you. Golly, there is no place I'd rather be than right here, right now, in this time of year. I mean, this is my favorite time of year here in Tennessee. I mean, Chattanooga too. Knoxville's like it. I guess Nashville's like it, but my goodness, Chattanooga, this time of year, for about 4 weeks, it's hard to beat it. You can't beat it. I'm gonna dog wherever you're from. I'm just kidding. But I mean, it is spectacular. The air is not as humid. Nice breeze. It's just I love it. Pretty soon the trees are gonna change colors. It's amazing. Love it. Grand Prix just started, huh? All right. Who's your team, Allison? What team do you follow on there? There's like 14 teams, right? Yeah. That kid. Bryce Harper. Can't stand Bryce Harper. Bryce Young. Yeah. I mean, if it's like a shoulder separation or something like that, then the good news for him is that that's a nagging injury that never goes away. Because I had that injury on this shoulder, my throwing arm, and I could never throw the same since. Like I still, to this day, like that was 24 years ago, 25 years ago, 25 years ago, 97. I dislocated my left shoulder diving into a base. Eventually I had surgery on that because it just kept popping out. But this one, same thing. Dove into a base and it didn't come out, but it messed it up. And it was never the same. I couldn't throw. Like it took me like 20 minutes to warm up properly, and I had to start real slow, soft tossing it. And I've never been able to throw the same since. Not that I ever had a good arm, but like when that happened, it was done. So hopefully for his pro career, that is not the case. Good morning, Candace and Carrie. Yeah, it was a good day for the dogs, I guess. Paul. Skirting by Mizzou. Allison. GP. Yeah. Steelers and Broncos football today. All right, look at you guys. Y'all are Renaissance folk. Y'all are you guys. This is why I tell people I have the smartest reader friends in the world, because you're Renaissance people. You're not only do you have great taste in books, and not saying that my books make great taste. I'm just saying I know most of you read tons of books. You're big readers, and you all have interesting things that you follow, and a lot of you follow some kind of a sport, whether it's a motor sport or football or American football or baseball or whatever. This is excellent. I love it. I'd like to know more about your interests. Like if you're not into Because some of us, we talk about, the sports thing, but if you're into, what are you into? If you're not into the sports and motorsports, in book, because books is obviously our common binding thing, but if that's not your thing, one of those kind of sports things, I'd like to know what you're into. What is it that you spend a lot of time, like what is your pastime other than reading or movies and shows? Good morning, Tom Steele. Oh, all right. Yeah, yes. Blackbeard's Delight. I need to order some of that. I'll probably order some of that soon. It's 46 in someone said Chicago, Colorado. Well, that's warmer than I thought it would have been. Didn't you get some snow recently where you are? Crazy. Yeah, we're not on that level. Magnuson is driving after nearly dying on the operating table. What did he do? What, did he have to get an appendix out or something? Why did he almost die? That's crazy. And he's driving today. Baller shot caller. They have backup drivers. It's funny to watch those backup drivers sitting on the sideline. That's like a second or third. That's like a third string NFL quarterback. Like you're never getting in, but you're making league minimum, which is like what 700,000-800,000 a year. Woo! Just to sit there, that'd be awesome. You just travel around, get paid 800 grand a year to just watch somebody else do your job a little better than you can. Amazing. Oh, Dennis, good morning, sir. Fire and ice in the mountains this weekend. Uh-oh, beautiful gold leaves in the lower elevations with snow in the mountains. That's beautiful. Very nice. I like that description. Good morning, Terry. Your first cup in peace and quiet. Vikings and Twins. My goodness. Terry, I just got to ask. I'm just asking. Do the Vikings fans believe Kirk Cousins is the answer? Like that he is going to lead you to a Super Bowl? Because objectively, from the cheap seats elsewhere, I just don't see it. And they keep hitching their, like us with Matt Ryan. Like after that one Super Bowl visit, which was all about the offensive coordinator. I think I was like, this guy's never going to get us there again. Never. And he didn't. I want to know what your thoughts are on that. Bravos, chop a chop. Yeah, they're the first two games of the Mets series was solid. So keep it rolling like that. Really, winning the division's fine. Like, you want to win the division, obviously. But we've won so many divisions in my lifetime. Like so many divisions. More consecutive division titles than any team in history, from the 90s to the early 2000s. Like 14 will never be repeated. If it's repeated, then you're facing the greatest dynasty of all time, because I highly doubt they'll choke in the playoffs the way we did. But that'll be like a once in a millennia dynasty that can do that again. Because the best pitching rotation of all time. And I know I'm a homer, but look, I know what the Dodgers had in like the 60s. I know what like some of those other teams had back then. You have 3 of those horses. But yeah, you want to win the division, but just got to get into the dance, get to the playoffs, do your magic. But the reason I want them to win the division is because that guy in New York that was like the pundit that was back in, what was it, June, saying that it was over, the division was done, the Mets have got it locked down, and there's no way they're going to blow it. Like, okay, now I want them to. Oh, Buckeyes and then Steelers. Okay. All right, look at you guys. Oh, okay, here we go. Which was the most fun for you to write, and which was... Ooh, Cheryl, what a great question that is. You're going to make me think on that one for a second. What a question. Usually, wow. Usually, well, the Sean Wyatt books are the hardest ones to write because they require so much research. But yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of like Moscow Sky was one of the hardest ones to write. I mean, it was the one I just finished, so it's fresh on my mind. But I mean, if I go all the way back and cheat, I'd say Secret of the Stones was the hardest to write because it was the first one, and I didn't know, totally what I was doing. I was trying to, I was figuring it out as I was going along. So probably Secret of the Stones because it took 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years to write it. So my kid is putting up all sorts of signs in the windows over here. My wife just went to visit her father, so I can't do more than 30 minutes today. I gotta get back in with the kiddo. But what was the most fun one to write? Oh, well, right now, Poseidon's Fury is actually the most fun to write. Like, this one seems like the most fun. Templar Curse was a lot of fun. They're all fun to write. They're all hard work, but they're also fun when you discover things that line up with your hypotheses. And so, I mean, it's cool. It's always exciting. But, yeah, I don't know. Forbidden Temple was a lot of fun to write. I really liked that one, especially the beginning. And but the whole part of that story that's just so weird is that, like, you have an entire government, like an entire national government, unwilling to open a vault of a temple because they believe a curse is real. Like, that's so fascinating, right? So Forbidden Temple was a lot of fun. Templar Curse was a lot of fun. I really liked that one. And the whole ending, and you got the keystone of the Capitol and the White House and all that involved. And I just thought that was a lot of fun, that story. But I'll be in 20 minutes, okay? Not yelling at my kid. She can't hear me because the door is closed. You know this. This is a known thing. Next time you can plan better, okay? Yeah. Your lack of preparation does not constitute my emergency. She's like holding up her iPad. I don't know if something's wrong with it. Looked like the screen was on. I'm like, you've got a million things you can do for the next 11 minutes. Dega! Dega's going on, that's right. Woo! Dega! I dated a girl from Talladega. She used to do my hair. Whoa, Tom? Good grief. I probably need to work 10 hours a day, but not 7. I don't work on Saturdays. I don't roll on Shabbos. I prefer medium roast, honestly. Light roast is good too. The caffeine content's usually higher. Oh, Team Lewis Hamilton. Okay. Oh, help on Magnuson. Oh, okay. Hey, Packer fan Shannon Evans. Always believe Aaron. Well, yeah. What is that like? What kind of a charmed life do you guys live? Seriously, that's amazing. To just have a guy that you know will always have you in the conversation, right? What's that like? Good griefus. I can only dream of a scenario like that. I mean, we did have a guy like that. We sent him to Green Bay because we thought Jeff George was the answer. Brett Favre. He was here last week. Brett Favre was here for the Iron Man thing. I don't think he was running in it. He was. I think he had a friend that was running in it, but he might have been running in it. But a buddy of mine saw him and took a picture of him. So, status of the online store, and I'm not hiring an assistant. I'm making budget cuts. So, the online store, yeah. I mean, it's there. I had to take the flag down though because it's one-sided. I got my flag the other day. It's in there. I guess I could have had it up, but it was one-sided. I was like, "What's the deal with this?" I reached out to customer service. They're like, "Oh yeah, our flags are one-sided," and I'm like, "Okay, uh, it says all over print." Yes, but if you look at the spec, I'm not looking at the specs. I'm looking at the bold print at the top of the product description that says all over print. I'm sorry, sir. I'm like, look, I'm not mad at you. You're just the chat support person. I'm not going to lay into you, but I am going to not sell this on my site because I want a flag that's printed on both sides so that when I put it on my boat, someday when I buy a boat, because that's a good investment, I want to have it flying off of the back of the boat and do shows there, Coffee Nation style, off the coast of, Crete. Because if you're living in Greece, then cost of living's so much lower, you can get a boat. Hello, Samnosh. Hi, Shelley. Yeah, I mean, it must be nice, Shannon. It must be nice. He is eccentric. So a friend of mine is friends with one of his brothers. That's all I'm going to say about that. Man, Russell was my favorite player, and now he's not. But Cordarrelle Patterson's my favorite player now. But and he's a Tennessee ball. So, but Russell, I am really, really surprised at how poorly he's performed. I'm very surprised at that. So, don't understand it. It's not like you don't have some talent around him. You got some talent. So it's a strange thing to see. It's a strange thing to see him underperforming at such a high salary. Ugh. Look at what Seattle did. You know, they said, we're going to let you walk. You want too much money for what you can do. And they must have seen something. And Geno Smith's doing just fine for them out there in Seattle. And I follow Seattle. They were always my second team. Now the Titans are my second team, but I still follow Seattle. Geno Smith looks like a legitimately functional quarterback. He looks like a guy that can play, and he didn't in the past. So good for him. I've been watching Nashville. Might be into country music. I am not. I'm not into country music. The two the two kinds of music I'm really not into. Uh, uh I'm not into country and I'm not really into hip hop. I like, a lot of stuff between bluegrass and trance techno and EDM, that sort of stuff, and rock and roll from the 70s and 80s and 90s, that sort of thing. And then I listen to a lot of epic orchestra music when I'm writing. And I listen to a lot of slow, chill music too when I'm writing. But yeah, that's funny that you're getting into that. That's You're welcome. From my state to yours. That's fair, Tom. Absolutely fair. 100% fair. Yeah, I love 80s rock. I love 70s rock. Led Zeppelin, the Doors, all that. I know the Doors were kind of late 60s into the 70s. I loved the Doors. Um, some of that stuff's cool. 90s was my jam too, especially 90s. Yeah, you do have that good defense up there. I'm jealous of that defense. Is this the current scoreline right now, Ray? Awesome. I was very pleased with yesterday's results. The only thing that would have made it better for me is if was it Brighton that they could have held on to that lead they had with Liverpool, but at least they got the draw. That kid that scored for that team looks really, really good. By the way, he looked. Does he have a hat trick? That's insane at Anfield. Wouldn't mind having him over at Everton. Bring that kid to Goodison. Nah, he's. I mean, they've got a good squad, right? Yeah, oh yeah, oh for sure, of course, definitely. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yep. I've noticed. I've also noticed that it's been about almost 30 minutes and my kid's inside by herself. So probably gonna head in there pretty soon. Golfers are down on the green enjoying the morning, enjoying the crisp morning. Looks like five some. Oh, must be Kessel ball or low ball. Country's a lot like yodeling. Good morning, Wilma. No, I didn't I grew up listening to my parents liked country. My my grandparents were into bluegrass and country, and I didn't like the country side of it. They were all into Crystal Gale and Oak Ridge Boys and who was the Anne Murray, and throwing out a Canadian there for Heather. But I hearing it every day as a child and not like I just didn't like it. It was abrasive to my ears, and so and my grandparents would watch the Nashville Network all the time. So I just never got into it. I liked bluegrass, but I never got into country. But it's funny though. I tell people like country music, even though I don't ever listen to it, I'm glad to know it's there. And it's like a cousin that you're glad they're doing okay in life, and like but you don't really ever hang out with them. you care about them. You want them to be good, but you don't really ever visit. That's how I look at it with them. Nah, yeah, the Soggy Bottom Boys. Okay, okay, I hear you. That was a great movie. And my band did that song many times. Man of Constant Sorrow. We used to play that song quite a bit. In constant sorrow all through his days, I am a man of constant sorrow. I loved that song. It was a cool movie too. Oh yeah, that's right, Shannon. Now the country that I do like, though, country music that I do like, and I gotta go, is kind of like outlaw country, right? Like raucous, you know, barn burning kind of country music. Like that's what I like that. I don't like the slow romantic country music or the sad country music. I like Kenny Chesney. When he did that song, that's where I come from. I like that song. That's a cool song. Um, I like there's some songs that I like in country music, and the ones that I like, I really like a lot. Like I love them. But on the whole, I don't sit around and listen to it. We used to do some country songs. We do I Got Friends in Low Places and stuff like that. Good like get drunk and put your arm around somebody's shoulders and sway back and forth country music. That. Hey, woo! That kind of thing. That's the kind of country music I like. Especially if there's a good fiddle. I love fiddling. I mean, I don't play the fiddle, but pretty complex instrument. Your head is still full from capital crime. You met Jeffrey Archer. Oh, all right. Oh, okay. He got an offer for £3 million for Cain and Abel. Like right there at the crime festival. Like they made the offer there. Like they walked up to him and were like, "Hey," or that was like a story he told you, like it happened and he was relaying it to you. Yeah, no offers over here on this side for me. I haven't received a £3,000 offer for Sean Wyatt. Let that sink in. Or Dak Harper. Yeah. £3 million. I would take that. I would run with it. I would go straight to the bank. I would cash that check. I would immediately pay off this house and my credit cards. In Arizona. Oh, Autry. Yeah. Mind you, they got a good deal. The books sold over 47 million. Oh, then he sold 47 million copies as a self-published author? Or they sold 47 million after they paid him 3 million. Good grief. Yeah, I'd say he missed out on some money. Oh, good for Jeffrey Archer. I sing in the car to the soundtrack. Oh, Brother or Art Thou. Yeah, or Brother or Art Thou, yeah. It was the Odyssey. Such a cool concept for a movie. To take like that story and mirror the Odyssey for it. Like that was really cool. I thought it was cool. Oh yeah, all right. You just chill down there on the beach, listen to some country music, Wilma. That's how it's supposed to be. You either should be in the hills or the mountains, sipping moonshine, or you should be on the beach sipping moonshine. You're listening to country. All right. Well, listen, Allison. Let me know when they make me the offer for $3 million. going to go inside, hang out with the kiddo. You guys enjoy your day. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the American football. Enjoy the races. A lot of car races today going on. And enjoy the books. I just started watching, by the way, Star Wars Andor last week. And I'm going to tell you, I'll finish. I was going to leave, but I'm going to say this. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. What is anything going to happen here in this story? I'm so confused. Who are these characters? What's going on? Disney. But episode 3 picked up, so hopefully episode 4 picks up. But let me know what you think in the comments about Andor if you've been watching it so far. Well, it's been well acted, just confusing writing. All right, guys, y'all have a great weekend. Yes, I will. I will not be doing drinks on Friday, but possibly coffee on Sunday. So, live from Disney's Fort Wilderness, assuming it's still there. So, I'll see you guys later. It's still there. I know it is. Just silly. All right, y'all take it easy, guys.